You know, there's a part of me, we don't have power today, you'll probably hear that a lot, that really just wants to sit down and read in bed and do whatever. Like read the Bible. I just want to sit down and do that. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's homestead. But then there's a part of me that's like, you know, you still have chores to do, and you can do a lot of them without power. Like reading doesn't take any power. Let's go fix a trellis. So that sweet lady friend of mine gave me 5 trellises. One's plastic, 4 were wooden. I have, one was broken. One was not broken. The other were broken. So I have the I fixed one, and I'm going to install them up here. And I'm going to use a PVC pipe to do it. Why? Why would you use a PVC pipe? Oh, stick with me. I'll show you. So I don't want it all the way up. I kind of want it to hold out a little bit just for air breathing behind. Also, so plants can grow up around it. So I used to use copper piping, but I don't. So I'm going to cut this to fit as spacers behind it, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. They don't have to be that wide. This wide is going to do it for me. First one is up. Now for the next one. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, is done. All I have to do now is the cover so that I can remove all those little pots. That's kind of cute, right? Yeah, I like that. I have to do this one, so this one will be done. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of kitty wonkus. I mean, it's shorter on this end and longer on that end. As I always say in my house, if you come in my house and you start investigating how I've done things and seeing where the dust is, you don't need to come back. You don't need to come back. Because if it's functioning, it's good. Okay, this thing needs a cloche, something that will hold light fabric to keep the cats out, number 1, and number 2, so that we can keep the deer out when they jump the fence. So, and this is what I am going to use. Yep, drip line hose. Let's see if I can make it work. I also just dug it out from underneath the studio, which is like a whole feat in itself. This is what we have so far. So I went to the hardware store, and these were the screws that it came with. And I went to 1.5 inches and put a nut here to keep it secure with a washer, and then put a nut after I drilled a hole through the pipe, put a nut to hold it. And this is the piping. This is just drip irrigation line, not the tiny one. This is the main water line. Now, here's where I'm going to tell you to go be different. It moves this way. My next beds that I do, I'm going to go down to this, and I'm going to screw the same screw system here and here, and the pipe will go all the way down inside to here, keeping it so that it won't be able to move. I can't do it in this one because I would have to dig these plants up, and I need to secure them first. And now, what am I going to cover them with? Same thing I cover everything. Wildlife netting. I get the bird, the deer, and rabbit netting, and it's 7 foot by 100 foot. Since it's 7 feet wide, it will literally go up and over, so I just need to cut it the length of the bed plus enough to overhang, which I have just calculated is 11 feet. So I'm going to cut 11 feet and drape it over. So I have the netting on, but what I'm going to do, because I don't have any screws down here, is I'm going to make it very taut so they can't get up underneath it. And how I'm doing that is with these. I just gather the ends so that they can't have any hole to get in and clip it. That way I can unclip it when I need to get in. And I'm going to do that to this side, but I'm going to pull this side taut because that side is already done. And there you go. Now I can water and tend to it, lift it up, put it back down, and the cats and the deer can't get to it. I have this one left to do. Just a shout out to the hardware man that helped me, Matt. He was very nice and very kind. I almost walked out of that aisle because I couldn't find what I needed, and he came up and I showed him what I was looking for, and I said I needed an 1.5 inches long, and he went right over and found it. The one that he found wouldn't work. I needed smaller size. He knew right where it was. So Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, you guys, no reason you can't garden even if you have cats and deer. It's time to play again, or what my husband might say, get in trouble again. Let's see, because I'm working with my table saw, and we all know that thing has a kickback. Yeah, don't tell my mother. This is the last piece of lattice that I have, and it does not have any trim molding it out, so let's work on that. I've already gone through the bone pile, and I've picked out this old piece of wood. I'm thinking it might work. It's long. Let's see if we can cut it. Actually, it's going to be called ripping. Let's see if we can rip it to size. Got all the strips cut. Out of that, I got 4 strips. So let's cut them the length and frame this puppy out. Oh, for that, we're going to use Denny right here. This is Denny. He's a good guy. And it's done. I just need to let it sit here and dry. Then I get to hang it. And just like that, I have repaired all of the lattice. And I had to use part of that plastic sheet. So I ripped a lighter color wood for it. Another project done. Yes, this is feeling good. Now you know what I know.